Hello everyone, it's Jebro here. I hope you are well and I hope you are good. We have an engineer build for you today. You can already see it on the screen, so if you came for that reason, pause it and just copy it, okay? I know you want to see gameplay. There will be gameplay at some point in time. I've just started internship the last week and a half ago. I have literally got clients for the first time ever on the 5th of October if you're watching this. I may have had them in the past. If you're watching this now, maybe the day, not sure if I'm even gonna be releasing it on the day. Who knows? But you know what? You are gonna be able to see this on the 5th for sure. If you're a Patreon pledger, because if you're a Patreon pledger for $5, you get advanced previews on build videos and other bits and bobs at times. Other than if I just chuck something out like the teasers we've been doing recently, the thief teaser and everything else. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get the algorithm to love me. Get it to love me. And I will be happy, okay? I will be very happy. But this is explosives, inventions, and scrapper. What is the role of this? Team fighter? You can play on side nodes a little bit if you want. You've got a bit of CC, because obviously you've got Blystro. You've got your nutback with the double shield uses on magnetic shield. Boom, boom. And you've got some stealth. You've got some stun. You've got some more stun and bits and bobs. So you got a lot of CC in this build. A lot of control, as you could say. Explosives as well. Grenades. So let's go through the build rather than me looking at everything and making it awkward. Haha. The character looks very, very awesome, but I've got the best outfit on right now. Demolisher. Now you can change this if you would like to, but I do change it a lot depending on what I'm versus. Okay, if I am versus very, very heavy condition, I go to Marauder for more vitality. If I'm versus very, very ridiculous power, I go for Demolisher. If I don't care, I go for Berserker. You know the deal by now, okay? Boons coming in. Leadership is a good safe rune, especially for engineer, because you always get a ton of boons depending on what you're doing. But obviously as an engineer, you're always getting boons from somewhere. In this build, you're getting a lot of protection, and having protection uptime is good. You get a bit of boon duration, but you also convert 2 conditions into boons for yourself and nearby allies when using the elite skill every 45 seconds. This is up every 60 seconds. Every time you're using it, you're going to be removing conditions, which you will need to do in this build because you haven't got that much condition removal. Now again, it depends if you're going versus condition builds. If you're going to swap anything out, probably the Shredder Gyro, but let's go through the gear still. Pistol shield. Don't forget, pistol does some condition damage. It also does some poison damage here as well, which is a condition obviously. It does give off confusion as well, and they get a certain amount of damage when they use skills. 3 stacks of confusions completely, as well as the blindness is very, very helpful, especially if they're going to pull out a ton of damage and you shoot them mid animation, for example. Also, shield is very, very good. Electrify your shield, preparing to throw it at your foes, stun nearby enemies that attack you while blocking. It is very, very much very important that you don't throw it most of the time. The strength from this skill, other than from what I'm going to talk about in a moment with traits, is the fact that they will stun you. They will get stunned most of the time. If you know there's a big AoE ability which is pulsing, if you know there's any kind of damage that's incoming, you pop this off, you're pretty much going to get that 1.25 second stun every time. And you know why it's good? Because if you get that stun off and you've still got grenade barrage, you pop that combo off and boom, you've got a ton of damage. You've got a ton of vulnerability. Okay, they're not going to be happy. They're not going to be happy at all. Also, you can throw it and you can get the days as well. It really depends. I like to use it, especially during their big damage abilities. You get a little bit of damage there as well. But I like to hold that block for as long as possible, especially if they're coming out with some big damage chain. It's pretty nice and it interrupts them, and it puts them off as well, that's for sure. Also, don't forget, create a magnetic shield that reflects projectiles. Remember the reflect. So if your versus a Lich on Necro, if your versus anything like a another engineer that's on Holosmith and he's using the Photon Forge and, you know, pew 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 in your face. If you're versus a ranger with a longbow or a short bow, if you're versus anything with projectiles, Dragon Hunter Guardians, for example, you can reflect those missiles for 3 seconds. It's pretty damn good. And then if you release it, you knock back, but you also importantly have a combo finisher blast, which is handy because guess why? We have heals, everyone. Blast fields, get those AoE heals out as well as heals for yourself. Very good. And that acts as, like, you know, if they're trailing you from behind and they're trying to push you and you're trying to heal, you also get to knock them back as well using that. Obviously, as well, using Static Shield is going to give you a little bit of space. What else we got? Sigils. Sigil of Purging right here. On hit, remove a condition. Important, you know, if you're just auto-attacking as well. Good, good, good. And then Sigil of Energy. Gain 25% of your endurance when you swap to this weapon in combat. Obviously, endurance is good because it increases your survivability. Ta-da! Awesomeness. Where are we going next? Let's have a look at the traits. Engineer, explosives, inventions, and also scrapper. Explosives, been here before, we know what's going on. Explosive entrance is the main mechanic of this trait line. So your first attack when entering combat explodes, dealing damage to nearby foes. This ability refreshes after a dodge roll. Guess what happens? Your first attack explodes, you deal damage to nearby allies and you also enemies, sorry. And there's going to be a stun there. The reason this is the stun, the days there is because of a flash bang. If I change this, this will change and it won't be there. Okay, so at the moment, explosive entrance is giving us, wow, why would you do that? Rude. At the moment, it's giving us a barrier, it's giving us days above the health threshold of vulnerability and the blindness as well. Don't forget that days, you know, it's important to remember, and is above the health threshold 9%. All right, let's go. Grenadier or Grenadier, I'm not sure which way you want to say it, but it doesn't matter because it's still good. You increase the throat velocity and blast radius of grenades. Using a healing skill costs lesser grenade barrage. Okay, don't forget as well. Okay, it's extra little bit of damage. The healing gyro looks so good. It's pretty much important. If you're gonna go grenades, you kind of have to take this, which is another reason why I haven't got alchemy in here. You know, there's just no room for it. Next is going to be explosives called vulnerability. Vulnerability increases incoming damage. It's, yeah, whatever. Blast shield, explosive entrance grants barrier. Gain vitality based on the percentage of your power. So, you know, 4 HP. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong at all. Other things you could go for, explosions grants stacking velocity when they hit. Could go for that, could go for extra damage. The barrier is going to help you. Getting more HP is good as well, but here you can see you get just over an extra 2,000 health, which is pretty good. Okay, you can go for the damage. It really depends what you want to go for. Aim assisted rocket, extra damage. Just an auto on every 3-second cooldown. It's okay, but it's very, you know, it is what it is. Shape charge. Deal increased strike damage for every stack of vulnerability on your target, so building up those vulnerability stacks with your grenades, of course, is going to be lovely, especially grenade barrage. There's a ton of vulnerability as well. And then you've got flashbang at the end, which explosive entrance is flicks blindness when it hits. Now, the more dodge we have, the better, which is why we've got energy on our weapon swaps sigil wise to give us more of that stat. Why is it that someone is over here? Why are you here? No one is ever here. Go away. Jesus. Flipping ranger is annoying me. Let's go over here. Okay, I'm doing it live. Let's turn the dialogue down, okay? I'm just doing it live. This is the way it is. This is the way it's gonna be. Apparently people want to just get in the way and just be annoying. pretty much this line. You could go for Shrapnel. Shrapnel is pretty good. The Cripple is pretty nice. There's no ICD. Big Boomer doesn't really make much sense. Deal increased damage on foes with a low health percentage than you. Hitting with an explosion heals you over a few seconds. Could be an interesting heal explosions build, but again, this trait pretty rubbish and has been ever since it's been there. Makes no sense to me. Unless you want to be some kind of real hybrid open world player with that trait, it could be fun, and it probably is. Don't judge me. Inventions, let's do this. And also, Invention goes very well with the shield. This is why we are going with this. And it's the protection, it's the, you know, protection Holosmith is a bit of an annoyance because of the amount of conditions you can remove, as well as the sustainability that shield brings you as an engineer. So this is why I'm running it. And you might be thinking, power with a pistol? Pistol is a condition weapon. Pistol isn't your weapon to do damage. That is just not what's happening here. The bleed doesn't matter, okay? The poison is good because, you know, it negates their heal capability, and the third skill is confusion and blindness. This here, your weapon set is utility. It is nothing more. It is just utility. Stun days, reflects. It's like almost having other utilities as well. It's very good. I swear, dude. Like, do people know I'm doing a video or something? Go away, sir. Go away. This is why it's, probably people know what my characters look like as well. This is why it's a fun build as well, because let's go through this. Cleanse conditions from nearby allies. Use a healing skill, triggers a cleansing pulse around you. You're gonna need that. You're gonna need that extra cleansing pulse. Ally wards, they grant protection to nearby allies. Shield skills gain reduced recharge and grant protection to nearby allies. Protection is ridiculously strong, people. Okay? It just is. Minus 40% incoming damage. Right there. It's good. Okay? It's important. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Awesome. It helps a lot. And then grant protection to nearby allies when you use a healing skill. So, boom. As well. We also get protection on reconstruction field. So keep a note of the amount of protection we're getting right now. And again, this is why how you remove conditions in this build by giving yourself protection, and also you can support your allies a little bit as well with a lot of protection uptime. Okay? Keep looking. Grant protection to nearby allies when using heal skill. Right. Movement speed is increased. Now we don't really have much in the way of movement speed in this build, other than we do have super speed. Okay? But super speed shouldn't be we shouldn't be relying upon super speed to get us around to different points, and obviously in 2v2s that's very, very different, and probably I would change Mecha Legs to something else. Maybe no, not turrets, actually probably nothing. Actually I would still probably go for this because movement speed is increased, critical chill and immobilized durations are reduced. There's a lot of people trying to do immobilize in the moment. Immobilize is a bit of a pain. In all honesty, obviously chilled necros do that quite a lot, as well as Ellie's and everything else. If you're against, you know, grenade NG, you know, throwing freeze grenade out is something that people have, and just having your general movement speed being, you know, that percentage faster is going to be helpful for you to get around the map, and you're not going to have to rely on swiftness, of course, because you're not getting much. Healing power is increased when you have regeneration. You know, you're not really getting much regeneration from anywhere, to be honest, so it doesn't really matter. And then anti-corrosion plating. When you grant protection to an ally, cleanse conditions from them. Grant protection to nearby allies when you use a healing skill. Grant protection to nearby allies. Establish a defensive field, granting protection to allies in its area. Yes, it is very strong because you are granting a lot of protection a lot of the time. 2 shield skills, 1, 2, heal. Also that. That's a lot of protection uptime. Okay. You can have that cooldown back as well pretty soon. And that is a lot of condition removal as well. You may not think it's a lot, but it actually is. And also, if you do have any concerns of conditions anyway, you can just put your Purge Gyro in there instead of Shredder. reason Shredder is in there as well is for more quickness uptime and whatnot as well. We're going to talk about the utilities in a bit because we've just talked about inventions. When you grant protection to an ally, cleanse conditions from them. Very important. Lovely. Survivability. And then you've got your standard kind of quickness scrapper here. Obviously you know what function gyro does. You also get super speed. Well, abilities have an increased area of effect and grants super speed to nearby allies on their final pulse. Your function gyro also grants super speed to allies, so you can throw it out to give super speed rather than just rezzing and spiking your enemies, finishing them off. Speed of synergy, using a heal skill grants super speed in a radius around you. Using a healing skill associated to wet skills grants you personal super speed. So don't forget, you can be able to get some protection there, and you can be able to get this anyway. It's any heal skill, but you know, you're still getting it because it's gyro. Object in motion, so deal increased strike damage while you have stability, swiftness, or super speed. This damage increase compounds for each boon you have. So don't forget, most of the time it's pretty much going to be super speed. You do, if you want to use bulwark gyro, get the stability coming out from defense field. So this is not as strong as in the flamethrower build, but chances are you probably have swiftness from somewhere, more than likely. So yeah, it's really like dependent on when you use it. You will be able to get swiftness in various parts of the, you know, experience of Guild Wars 2 in the party as well. Especially, you know, if you got a Revenant, if you got a Guardian, all these other things. All right. You may want to have a look at your boons, be aware of them, and be aware of your big damage output, i.e., your grenade barrage, or also your shrapnel grenade, which are your main 4 sources of damage, along with just throwing a shed load of grenades. And also, Blast Gyro does a fair bit of damage, but it's also your knockback as well. Options. A percentage of strike damage you deal is converted into barrier, so don't forget that's always going to be happening as well. This combines with this barrier blast shield right there as well, so you're getting some double whammy on your barriers, and then you gain concentration based on your power. When you grant super speed to a target, you also grant quickness, and don't forget that this is for yourself as well. So you're able to get that extra protection, which we can see out there, which is why it's so high. Where is it? The 40% there. Wait a minute, it's not right. Oh, it's one of the reasons anyway. Oh no, it's actually, that used to be 30%. Maybe it changed in PvP and I'm just being silly. That's potentially the case actually. I think I may have misspoke there actually just in the moment. Just rewind that, go back, forward and reverse, and we're back with me, Jebro, talking about this build. It's 11:50, do me a favor. Gain concentration based on your power, so when you grant super speed to yourself or allies, it's going to be the quickness. It's beautiful. Actions come out quicker. All the things other than rezzing and downing opponents, because they got rid of that a long time ago, even though it was fun and it was cool and I enjoyed it, but it was hard to finish people off. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. But concentration, as you know, does increase boon duration. That's very, very good indeed. Oh, love it. And there we go, that's the build. I will release some gameplay in the next probably week. I did actually have some gameplay on my channel already, so you may want to check that out a couple of days ago. I'll put the build in the description and the comment below. Also, don't forget, why have we got these utilities here specifically before we go? Okay. Heal Gyro is going to give us super speed. It's also going to give us quickness. That's why I've got that. It stays around you, cleansing field, everything else from the traits. It's just a good heal. Make sure as well, if you need bonus healing, you pull out the double whammy of the area blast with the shield. You have to press it twice to get that blast. Don't forget, it's very much like old school turret blasting as well with the shield combo. Very easy to do. If you need practice, go to the mists, go somewhere, practice it. It's worth doing because it's a big boost on your heals, as well as healing to other people around you. Grenade kit. What's really, really good about grenade kit is you can throw a ton of grenades, obviously. Poison is very, very helpful of course, because it will limit the amount of res potential your enemy has, as well as heal potential. If they are low and you have a poison grenade available and you know they haven't used their heal, throw the grenade at them, because they probably haven't got a cleanse either. So you will be able to defeat them a little bit of their healing, for example, by using the poison grenade. Also, if you know their cooldowns have run out pretty heavily and they've even got the heal up, throw a chill grenade on them. Wow, 66% skill recharge rate minus. That's amazing. As well as movement speed, they're going to be completely screwed. Awesome. If you know someone, also don't forget your flash grenade is a blind. Blind is very strong in this game, people. Okay, blind is very strong. They miss their next attack, no matter what one is, unless, you know, they're not blinded. If they're blinded, they're going to miss it. Okay, that's pretty damn good. And then this is your big damage. It also gives you bleeding. And then you've got your grenade, which is your main damage. Spam. Okay, I want to see you throwing grenades all day. Right? Throw those grenades. Obviously, when grenade barrage is up, you pretty much throw that off cooldown, unless you're saving it for a combo that you feel that you're going to get. I like to go into a lot of fights with stealth, but that's just me. Blast Gyro gives you might, as well as super speed, of course. It's unblockable. And you unleash a blast gyro to begin a countdown to a tremendous blast. Big AoE. Don't forget as well, you can blast this field because it's a fire field, and you can get a ton of might. Look how much might I just got. Oh, 14 stacks. What do you say? Yes. There's a lot of might there, people. It's good for your initial your initial entrance into a fight, for sure. Bash it out. Okay, you put it in there with the scrapper, with the other gyro thingamajig, the shredder gyro, then you're combining your damage quite a lot, very much so. Oh dear, the warrior's giving it some. Hello. Let's block him, push him back, give him a little bit of a daze on there. It's the guardian. It's not a warrior at all. That would be very embarrassing. Imagine if I just couldn't even kill an NPC. That would be absolutely awful. A little bit of poison that he can't even heal himself. See, if I use this, Satmi is actually blind as well. Not back. Lots of CC you can see here as well, right? Was an interesting animation. Stun there as well with the tool belt skill. Lots of CC. You can see the CC kind of pouring out here. And then the protection as well as the healing and quickness coming out there. And don't forget, you don't always need to do that. I barely downstate, to be fair, at all, you know. Sorry, I just pulled the NPC. It wasn't bad to just show you a few bits and bobs there, was it? So, what else is there? Shredder Gyro. So deploy a Shredder Gyro to attack foes near you and repeatedly use whirl finishes. It's worth knowing your whirl finishes, okay? It's worth knowing them, that's for sure. Putting that little lightning field out there. Oh, well, there's some damage. There's some damage happening. Oh wow, look, whirl finishes are great, amazing. So that's a combo light field. Sorry, lightning field. And I'm just gonna quickly give you some examples of whirl finishes, because I feel like, you know, it might be helpful to know. Okay, whirl finishes. Yeah, we know we're in combat, it's okay. So in dark fields is leeching bolts, so you get some healing. In ethereal, it's confusion. In fire, for example, it is burning. So this probably would be like in a combination with the blast gyro, because it's a fire combo field. Would be a nice combo for Condi maybe, and maybe if you wanted to, you could even run this as a Condi variant potentially. And I might actually try that out, see what it's like. But it's very, you know, 20 for 20 seconds. Will it be that helpful? Give it a bash. Lightning field, brittle bolt, so it increases vulnerability stacking, which is pretty good in this build. Obviously in smoke fields and whatnot, you're going to be blindness as well. Don't forget your combo field here for your sneak gyro actually is a smoke field as well. So if you want to use this and get the stealth off, actually get off a ton of blind as well, which is very, very nice. I mean, look at the consistency. The consistency of blind there was pretty nice, to be fair. So there's a lot of there's a lot of combos you can come out with, and that's fun as well in itself. Could actually be fun with bomb kits to just give it a bash, you know. In a water field, it gives you healing bolts, for example. And in a light field, it gives you condition removal. 1 condition removal as well. So, there is a lot of potential here in this build to have a lot of fun. With many different combos, many different abilities, and grenades as well as the pistol and the shield. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, because it is a bit different. I know that with no alchemy, it's like very strange. It's very strange to not have alchemy. I realize this very much. So give it a bash and let me know. Check out the Patreon and see if you fancy anything there. I'm actually doing weekly behind the scenes videos. There's more Lightbringers, there's more builds. I'm playing a lot of New World as well at the moment. I was playing a lot of Guild Wars too, and a ton of other games. Come and join us on twitch.tv/JebroUni. I hope you enjoyed this build. It's a fun one. I'm playing it at the moment quite a lot. I'm looking forward to also the reveal of the next engineer teaser. How excited are you? And if this has come out past the teaser, it's probably very awesome. I'm gonna go before I regret saying that. I'll see you next time on the channel. Bye bye for now.